Hi everybody, Judy Tuttle here with Tuttle Up Stamping. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Midland, Texas, and I have been very sick for the last 2 days. I'm just going to power through and get these two cards done today. This is card number four, 5, and 6 from our holiday break craft along. I've done a lot of die cutting ahead of time, so it won't take us very long. And these cards are the cards that I designed for this project, so I especially hope that you love them as much as I do. So here we go. I'm going to go to my hands. All right, so we're using 2 stamp sets today and die sets. We're using the pop-up petals. This is the one that has the mechanism that you can pop up a vase or a flower or something inside of the card. Oh, Christina, it's the worst, isn't it? And I went yesterday and got all the tests run: COVID, flu A, flu B, strep, and all of them came out negative. So they think that mine is what's called the norovirus, and it mimics the flu, but there's a lot more nausea with it. And I would definitely say that has been true for me. So maybe that's too much information, but nothing really I can do but just wait it out. So okay, stamp set and dies. So we're going to be using those today. And then friendly foliage. We're going to be using this today, especially this solid cutout image and this detailed cutout image right there. And this one has some great sentiments in it as well. Okay, so the first card is one I created a few months ago when we did the Oh Holy Night class. I don't know if you guys remember this one or not, but I call it a trifold flip fold, trifold flip fold. So this one opens like this, and then it opens like this. Isn't that so cool? I love that the vellum is over here, and it just kind of creates a window into what is coming. And there we go. That's it. Okay, so let's put this together. I am going to cut the cardstock with you because I know that that can be kind of confusing. Okay, so I have a piece here that's 2.5 by 4 3/4, and we've scored it here at the 1/2 inch line or at the 4 1/4 inch line, no matter, depending on how you look at it. Okay, and then I have this basic beige card base. We got to remember that the score line is always going to be on the right. Okay, the score line is going to be on the right because this is going to open this way, and then this is going to help you open it this way. Okay, so I'm going to grab my paper trimmer here, and I'm going to put this at 1.5 inches on this side. And I'm only going to cut it from the edge to the score line. There we go. Edge to the score line. Right there. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this other side. I'm going to put it at the 1.5 inch mark. I'm going to cut it just to the score line. Okay. And then I'm going to take this middle panel and I am going to cut it out. Now you got to be careful because you don't want to cut the scores here and here. So I'm going to try really hard just to cut right there from top flap to bottom flap. I might take my scissors and finish cutting at the top. I don't know why they didn't cut through. Okay. I just put a new blade in, so it shouldn't be a blade problem. Okay, so there we go. Well, Christina, I hope you get to feeling better soon. I hope I get to feeling better soon. I slept, I am not kidding, 99% of the day yesterday. Um, every time I tried to just sit on the couch, I would fall asleep. And then finally, my husband made me go to the urgent care. He was like, "Oh, I've never seen you like this before." So he took me to urgent care at about 4, and that's when they ran all the tests, and they're like, "Well, can't really figure out what's going on here." Okay, so just on that edge right there, we are going to put glue just on that 1/2 inch scored edge. And then I'm going to fold these flaps down, and this is going to get adhered right between those other two flaps. Use liquid glue so you have a little wiggle room. Okay, there we go. So here we go. Now I have this opening this way and this opening this way. Okay, now I'm going to take all my cardstock. So I have, let me put this back in here. I have 3 panels of Petal Pink. One is a little bigger than the others because they go in the middle, and 3 panels of DSP, and we're using that grid pattern, and we're using this one with the flowers and the sofa and stuff. Okay, so this one is going to go right here on this middle panel. Now, all the measurements and everything are in the PDF as well as video tutorials. So I might not necessarily talk about every single measurement because I want you to buy the PDF. But probably if you're an avid stamper, it's probably not that hard to figure out. Okay, so this one's going to go right here. And then this one is going to go right here. And then we're going to adhere these onto the cards here. So these skinny panels are going to go on the top and the bottom. There we go. Have you enjoyed these fun folds? I think they are pretty awesome. I've really enjoyed doing this project with these other awesome designers. And 3 ways you can get your hands on this. I have 2 kits available if you still want to get a kit. I have millions of PDFs because I just send you that through email. And the PDFs are $25 unless you place a $50 order, and then you get the PDF for free. Okay, so here we go. It's going to open this way, and then these are going to open this way. Now, I want a way to hold this together, and the way that I'm using is, thank you, I'm feeling a tiny bit better, Dana. Small steps, baby steps, right? Okay, so I have a piece of vellum that is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and it's going to adhere just to the top arm and the bottom arm. Now, I just learned something recently, and I want to try it with you guys. So the way I showed you to adhere the vellum, vellum's hard because it will show up through the vellum if you put too much glue or the wrong kind of glue. So I'm taking a block here, and I'm adding some glue to it. And I saw a demonstrator take a basting brush. Have you guys seen this? Take a basting brush and cut these bristles way down, like to about 1/4 inch. And I got 5 of these on Amazon for like $9.99. if you want the link to them, I'd be happy to get that to you. Okay, so there you go. And there are lots of ways to do this. I know you guys out there are like, no, Judy, try this way, try that way. I know. We're trying this time. Okay, and we'll see. I haven't even tried it before, so we'll see how it works. Let me get these bristles away from here. Now, because it's silicone, when the glue dries on the bristles, it will peel right off. So that's kind of a cool thing. All right, so, okay, so here's my brush. I'm having trouble with words today. My brain isn't working. One of the symptoms is like terrible headaches. So that is what mostly I have been struggling with. So I'm just picking up the glue and I'm just dabbing it on right here. And then I'm going to do it again. Dab it on to the top here. Get a little more glue on here. Okay. Now, the reason we're doing this is because we don't want the glue to show through the vellum if we can help it. Now, sometimes it's kind of hard. So let's press that in. Press that in. Then that vellum is going to hold that top flap and that bottom flap together. And look, you can barely see that glue. And I bet when it dries, you won't be able to see it at all. So it's going to flap like this. And then it's going to flap like that. Nope, I lied. It's going to flap like this, and it's going to flap like that. Okay, so now let's do the inside of the card. For the inside, we have a piece of basic white, 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to grab some ephemera. Now, you can use whatever ephemera you want. On my original card, I'll show you here in just a second. I did use this one in green and another one in white that's a little bit different, but it doesn't really matter. So I just want you to know that you can pick whatever ephemera you are wanting. Okay, so on this, I'm going to adhere this right here to the bottom left corner. With flat glue. I'm just using a little liquid glue. Okay, and then I've got this green stem that I'm going to have coming out of this corner as well. Like that. And then I want to stamp my sentiment inside, but I really want it to show through where the vellum is here. So I'm going to kind of put this here. I'm going to kind of guess where that is. Okay, it's about right here. And then I'm going to stamp the words, "You're on my mind and in my heart." You're on my mind and in my heart. Okay, and I'm going to stamp that in Early Espresso ink. There you go. And now we can adhere this to the inside. And the white panel on the inside is going to cover that hinge that is on the left right here. It's going to cover that. So it's going to kind of complete the card and give it kind of a nice finished look. Okay, there we go. How cute is that? Okay, so when this shuts, Look, it shows through. I like that a lot. Okay, and then it goes like this. Now, all I need to do now is the front of my card. So I have a basic beige that is cut with the everyday arches, and this arch is the one that is 3 1/4 along the bottom. I think it's the second or third largest one. Okay, and then I have already cut good morning, Jan. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so here we go. I've already cut out these leaves here, and I've showed you how to do that twice already. And then this is the solid outside image only out of petal pink. So I'm going to adhere these two on top of each other right like that, and that petal pink is just going to peek through. Okay. Just getting some liquid glue in some of these tiny areas here. It all kind of shores up together. Okay, and then this is going to get adhered flat right here on the front. There we go. And then I'm going to grab my ribbon. I'm using this, sorry friends, this garden green chevron ribbon. And I am going to wrap it around 2 times and tie it in a bow over here on the left side. My legs a little bit longer. There we go. Okay. Now this is going to get attached right here on just that middle panel. Okay. You only want dimensionals right in this space right here. So I'm going to grab, oh, those are minis. Don't want minis. All of this off, and then we can adhere this right here on this front flap, kind of centered top to bottom and side to side. Okay, and then only 2 more things to do. We are going to stamp this circle, and it's going to say here for you always. I think I need to pull that out of my stamp set here. And I'm going to do it in garden green as well. Aw, thanks, Jan. That's very sweet. I hope I feel better soon too. I don't get sick very often, but usually when I do it up really big. So, okay, there we go. Here for you always. We're going to pop this up over here on the right edge. Okay, and then we need to add some gems. And I'm going to grab my, here we go. I'm going to grab my Pearls of Beauty. I love these, love these. And I'm going to do 2 over here on this side. And then 1 up here at the top. There we go. What do you think of that one? Do you like it? I hope so. I love it. I love trifold cards anyway, but this one is special to me. Thank you. So here for you always, and then opens like this. You're on my mind and in my heart. I love it. I hope you guys love it. And okay, so one more card today. Card number 6 in the series. We are doing 12. Okay, so this is what this one looks like. It's a, I don't know what you call it. What do you call those banners that are 3 like this that like separate the room? I don't know. It's not coming to me right now. So anyway, there we go. This is our next card that we're making. Okay, so we need a piece of basic beige that is cut 3 inches by, I think it's 9.5. 3 by 9.5 and scored at 3 and 6.5. So the middle panel is just a little bit bigger. And that's okay. All right, so there we go. I'm going to turn it this way. Now, I have 3 textured note dies. So 1, 2, 3. Now, the key here is to make sure that all of these panels are exactly the same distance from that bottom edge. So this is what I did. I'm putting this up here on this middle line right here on my grid line, okay? And then 2 boxes down is 1/2 inch, okay? So I'm going to start with my middle. I'm going to grab some dimensionals here. Okay. And okay, I've got it right along that middle edge, and then I want the bottom of this texture note die to be 2 boxes down, 1/2 inch down, okay? So I'm going to go 2 boxes down, right like this, kind of center it left and right, and press it. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing with the right and the left sides, although it's not going to necessarily cover the whole back of the texture note dies. It's fine because it's going to help us close it and open it without much bulk. Okay, so here we go. So here we go. I'm going to do the same thing. Make sure my piece here is right on that center line, and then I'm going to make sure that this is 2 boxes down and about the same distance from that score line as the middle. There we go. And now, one more time, I'm going to do it the same thing with this front side, okay? Maybe, Jan, I'm not sure. Okay. And one last time. Okay. So, I'm going to center this on that line this up on that line there all the way across. And then 2 boxes down, and I'm going to press it into it right there. Perfection. So now it's all going to stand up really well, and it's all going to fold together really well. Okay? All right. Now, putting the panels together is super easy. So, we have 3 of these petal pink panels that are going to go on the inside of each one of these, okay? And I just need to do each one of these separately. And then I have 2 pieces of DSP. One is going to go in the middle here. One is going to go in the middle here. And then the opposite side with the grid in the petal pink is going to go in the middle right there. Okay? So let's just do them one panel at a time. So this first panel, we're going to add some seal. Okay, there we go. And then this one is going to be the petal pink. Okay, there we go. And then this one is going to go on the back side. Jan, have you ever made one of these cards before? Now, you could use all kinds of different shapes. You could use the Everyday Arches dies. You could use let's do the first panel first. So this panel, I have a nested essentials die that I've already cut out for you if you got the kit to go. And I'm going to stamp this in Early Espresso. Oh, here we go. Okay, right here in the middle. Okay. On the middle panel, we're going to stamp Grateful for Your Friendship. There we go. And then on this last panel, we're going to glue this down right here. And it's just a little place for you to write a little message. But right there, we're going to stamp a flower. Okay, so this front panel, I'm going to wrap the ribbon around. Sorry, friends. Doing my best. It is fun to make. I agree, Jan. I've enjoyed it. You guys know I love cards that can be displayed easily. This is one of those. Okay, so I'm tying the ribbon around. All right, and I'm going to pull this just a little bit here. This is going to get adhered to the front panel. Mm-hmm. Okay. Like that. And then I'm going to take this sentiment label and it's going to go right here with dimensions. Thanks for being there. And then it's going to have some of the gold gems. Okay, there we go. All right. Next, I need to do the flower pot that's going to go on the middle panel. So I'm going to grab a piece of basic white. And on this, I'm going to stamp my vase in Coastal Cabana. There we go. And then the flowers in Early Espresso. Awesome. So the inside of the flowers, I need to grab those stamps. It's going to be Petal Pink and Crumb Cake. You guys know from the other day that these petals all line up with this stamp set. There we go, perfection. And then I'm going to grab my crumb cake and do the center of the flowers. Okay. And Got a little bit off there. I'm going to try to shore this up just a tiny bit. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to grab my dies and die cut these out. Hi, Amy Franklin. How are you? Thanks. It has been a struggle. I don't get sick very often. I'm not a very good patient, so I want to get better soon as well. So I'll probably get off of this video and go take a 2-hour nap. I mean, yesterday I literally slept like all day long. When I looked at my Apple Watch, it said I had 147 steps all day long. I'm not surprised because I was miserable. Okay. There we go. Let me come over here. Put this on my die cutting plate and run it through here. And then as we're waiting for that, we'll start talking about the very last panel. Okay. Okay. So 3-panel card here. This is going to get adhered onto the back of this with just a little touch of glue. See if I can get any out of this bottle. Yep. There we go. I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back side of this. Okay. Oh my goodness. I might have stamped that friendship just a little too far to the right, but it's okay. We can move this over just a tad. It's going to be fine. Okay, so now this is going to get adhered flat. To this middle panel. There we go. And then this last panel, we have this piece of white that is stamped with that flower there. And we are going to use some blends because those stamps that color in the big bouquets like this don't work for this one flower. I don't know why they did it that way, but we're just going to use some blends and mimic that over here. And then this is a little place on that back panel that we can write a little note. Go. And then this is going to get put on this back panel. Right there. So fun. Now I'm trying to decide if I can remember if I put any more. Yeah, I did. I put one more right there. next to that vase. So let's do that. Well, I'm not finding them right now. Oh, here they are. Good. I put another one right here. And if you wanted to, you could even put another one right up there. How fun is that? Do you guys like that? 3-panel easel card. So this was the second card we made today. And then this one is our first card. It opens like this, and then it opens like that. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I hope you guys have enjoyed these cards today. I hope to be back here tomorrow at noon as well. And I'm going to spend the rest of the day resting. Sorry, I said that. Excuse me. I said that with a little too much gusto. So God bless everybody, and I will see you tomorrow. I hope you guys love these 2 cards from today. This was 5 and 6, so we have 6 more to go. 2 tomorrow, 2 on Thursday, and 2 on Friday. So God bless. We'll see you soon.